Hey guys, Anthony here. So welcome back to the third of our 4-part video series on time trialing with myself and David Millar. This session, it's going to be focused on what practical training sessions I can do out on the road to make myself a better TTer.
Yeah, these are 3 sessions that I think are a great starting point. It's not rocket science, but it's definitely going to be this first step in the right direction.
So let's dive in, Dave, and we'll have a look at session number 1. So Dave, this session really kills 2 birds with 1 stone, because when you gave us the 5 tips, 2 of the things we talked about were position and the training, like the actual physiological adaptation. So I suppose this is the partnership of the 2 of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said in the first video, it's not about what's the fastest position, it's about what is the fastest position for you. And so once you've kind of fiddled with your position around a bit, now you've got to go on the road and actually try and use it. And this is your classic sort of interval training session. It's not so heavy. I mean, it's 4 times 6 minutes, and you get plenty of rest with the 4 minutes recovery in between each 6 minutes. But again, you're going to get into the position for 6 minutes, and you can really see in those 6 minutes if you're going to be able to sustain it. Get some rest, and if it isn't sustainable, by the last session it'll become too uncomfortable, in which case you go back and modify it again.
So I'm really trying to crunch everything and get into that position and, you know, hold a sustainable position.
You're not going in there just locked in, you're getting in there and you want to feel like you're trying to make yourself fast in that position while focusing on that 6 minutes of effort. So you're going through the biomechanics, you're trying to get the heart rate, the power, the speed, you're kind of ticking all those boxes, but it's all about doing it in that position. Yeah, so session number 2 is very much, it's about pace control. I mean, that's why we call it the pace control, because once you've kind of mastered the first session of training, that sort of block where you're getting your position well, now you can move it into an actual proper training exercise, which resembles time trial. The difference you're going to have when you do the 20 minutes TT pace, because it will resemble very much the zone 3 you've done before, but what you'll be in the position and you'll be focusing on the cadence and and you'll be putting in your head that you're doing an effort that's 20 minutes long, but that you could hold for 1 hour. So these are all different sort of projections you're going to have to put in your head and start to really control yourself. So on to session 3, this is very much what I like to call speed endurance. So we've kind of got to the position now where you've trained your body, you're getting to a stage where you can do the longer distance in your position. Now you want to actually train your body to be able to do it for longer. And that's where it kind of becomes, this is a real hard session. Although it looks quite simple, it's probably one of the most demanding.
Do you know what's really cool about this session, Dave? Like, you've had 20 years of experience of working with some of the best coaches and riders in the world, and we're just back to basics here. It's 2 10-milers, just fucking empty.
Yeah, no, basically, I mean, it is really kind of very much like that. And it's what you have to do is, because if you're reasonably fit and you've got the base training, this is what all this training is about. It's about tweaking, kind of getting the best out of you for time trialing. You should be able to, it's always the ultimate goal to be able to do 2 10s. Now you have to bring it down slightly, but that's where you learn really good pace control. But it's very important in this one as well, in the 30 minutes recovery in between, we're talking complete active recovery. So
we're not stopping at the coffee shop.
Not stopping, but keep rolling and make sure you fuel, because you're gonna have to fuel, take gels, take a recovery drink, eat a sandwich, don't care really, but you've got to get some fuel in you because you'll be burning so much glycogen.
So if my target's a 25-miler instead of a 10-miler, I just ease back a little bit on these 2 20-minute efforts?
Yeah, exactly, and this all goes back to the pace control that you should be learning from the second section. You should be able to adapt this. If it's for a 10-mile, then yeah, it's going to be great if you can do these 2 10 miles, but just don't treat it as you're going to finish the first 20-minute 10-mile pace at complete emptiness. You've got to kind of just not go completely in the red in the first part, and then you can do it in the second one if you like. But if you're training for a 25, then really do fix it on that really steady, kind of slightly lower down than the 10, really kind of long. So the first one shouldn't feel too bad, to be honest with you, if you're doing the 25 pace.
And it's important to get plugged in these sessions, isn't it? I always see guys and they're just, you know, their coaches prescribe the session for them, so they just want to go out and they just want to tick the box. This isn't about going out and ticking the box. We're actually looking to commit to this session.
Yeah, no, this is very much, this will kind of give you the same amount of fatigue as doing a race. So this is proper. And I always found, for me, the best way to train for a time trial was to actually do time trials. Yeah. So this is very much, you're creating your own simulation.
And speaking of strategy, I know we're going to go in now and we're going to show you, your exact playbook. What do you do? Because I know so many riders mess this up, even up to pro level, where you're talking about some guys don't know what to do on the day of a race.
No, I mean, I think we do so much application. We apply so much to the actual race itself, we forget about the actual preliminary kind of hours beforehand and even the day beforehand, because that is just as important, if not more important, than the actual time you're on the bike racing. So to be honest, the day starts the night before. You want to have everything ready. You want to have your bike clean, and clean is very useful for a time trial. Make sure your bike is sparkling.
Clean bike's a fast
bike.
Clean
bike's fast bike. And it's all ready to go. Tires, pressures are good, gears are working, so you don't have to
You've never cleaned a bike in your life, I'd say.
No, I'm just telling people. And then you want all your equipment laid out. if whatever you're going to use the next day, whether it's the shorts and jersey or the speed suit, the helmet, the shoes, everything is kind of in a bag ready to go. Then when you start the day, you want to create a kind of a protocol that you can use every TT day, which is you wake up, the breakfast is the same breakfast you always have. By 8:30 in the morning, I'd be on the home trainer, and I do 30 minutes on the home trainer in the morning just to kind of clear my legs. Now that was more for me because I was in stage races most of the time trials I did, so it helped that kind of pre-race, we'd call it.
Are you talking just spinning the legs?
But a good, probably sort of zone 2.
Okay.
Kind of, it was good. You feel yourself, you get a good sweat on. And make sure you drink, and then I get off that, and then I shower, go back and have a proper breakfast. Often, I would have a kind of a pasta then actually in the mornings, we'd have it available. So I never had any qualms about having omelette and pasta at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Don't recommend that to everybody, but yeah, no, kind of just a good carb breakfast with some protein. So you could have porridge or an omelette or something like that. It's good to mix it up a bit.
Just nothing too high.
Nothing too. Keep it very simple. Keep what you do simple, something simple that you can repeat.
Okay.
Even if it's a bowl of Special K, that sort of thing. Just something that is your sort of your go-to.
Just nothing new on the
nothing
race
new. And then you have to take the rest of your day based on when the start time is for the time trial. So whether it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 7 o'clock at night, that's then your kind of hour that you work everything back from.
Okay.
You want to have finished your last meal 3 hours before.
Okay.
Now some people go to the 4 hours, but I don't believe in that. I think 3 hours is fine.
Anything special for that meal?
There again, keep it some pasta or rice and some eggs. It always just works a treat, and some, even if there's bacon, so there's some sort of protein in there to kind of just, the Last Supper very much is that. And then you kind of base everything on try and get to the race 1.25 hours before. An hour and a half would be optimum, because then you can get your bike set up, everything ready. And then with 1 hour to go, you want to start getting kitted up. So it was simple when it did come to me coming off the home trainer. I didn't have to.
So trainers all set up and everything at this stage?
Everything's ready to go. And that gives you 30 minutes to 35 minutes to kind of warm up.
So is this the time then you don't want anyone in your space? You want to just,
exactly.
David Millar time?
From that moment you get in the home trainer, you want to kind of switch everything off. You kind of really want to be able to just kind of not have to even say hello to people. So by the time you kind of come off, you know exactly what your strategy is, you're very relaxed. Those 10 minutes before, my best time trials have always been when I've been so relaxed, when I'm talking to people, because everything's already done.
So you get off 10 minutes before the start?
Yeah. So those last 10 minutes, or in theory, you step off, put your bike, get the wheel in, get it ready to go, and all you've got to do is put your helmet on. So that's it really, that's the whole point of all that. You kind of got the race is one thing, but the build-up is just as important. Thanks
for watching, guys. So stay tuned to video 4. David has clients around the world paying him huge money, and he's working with some of the top Pro Tour boys. So in video 4, we're going to give you access to David's system, so stay tuned.